It needs to be anonymous. You need to find out from your employees what's really going on. How do you really feel when you're at work? What are some things that we need to improve on? And you're not going to like some of the answers. They're going to be ugly. They're going to be non-flattering to what you're doing. And you have to have thick skin and just take it and listen to what they're saying and then go one by one and start fixing those problems. My name is Dan Kilday. I'm the Director of Employee Engagement at TAS United. My role is just to make everybody happier. It's a fancy name, but my role is pretty simple, and that's just to improve the morale of the company. We work in an industry that is very important. We're often the connection between a patient and their doctor with an urgent need. We're often connecting a business to their clients. We're sometimes the first voice that a potential client hears when they're calling for service for something. I think we have, as of today, around 150 employees. My job is to make sure that every single one of those employees enjoys their job and is coming to work feeling some fulfillment over what they do every day and just kind of making it fun. So, like everyone, we had a lot of challenges coming out of the pandemic with keeping employees on staff, really. Our turnover rate was 157%, which is insane for the year 2022. I was the director of sales and marketing at the time. So my job was to bring more people onto our service, and our service was just lousy because of the turnover rate. We had very inexperienced operators on the phones because they were coming in, they weren't enjoying themselves, and they were leaving. Our service was suffering as a result of that. So I went to the president of our company, Kevin Ryan, maybe around November, and just kind of told him my concerns. I'm the guy that's supposed to sell tickets to our boat ride, and there's a big hole in the boat. So it's very difficult for me to encourage people to hop on board when that's the case. What do I do? Kevin's this very forward-thinking person. He's one of my favorite leaders I've ever had. He will listen to what you're saying and actually do something about it. So we started this process of really focusing on how we can improve employee morale and company morale overall. And eventually it just kind of turned into this role for me. I got to a point where I realized all of the things that I'm doing to improve company morale, this is really a full-time job. What if we create a new position that's focused on that? And I'll do it. I'll shift over from sales over into this new role and do that. And my only goal was really to get our turnover rate down in the upcoming year, which was 2023. We sent out a survey to our employees and just asked them, tell us the good, bad, and ugly. What's going well? What's going poorly? What do we need to work on? And we got some very honest feedback. It was kind of rough to hear some of the comments, but one of the overwhelming needs our employees had was to improve our recognition. I'm doing this job every day and nobody's saying, hey, thank you for doing that. Nobody's saying you're doing a good job. And so we wanted to create some avenues where we could recognize our employees for all of their accomplishments in a public setting. So when I actually sought out a recognition program, I was just thinking of it in terms of what are some ways that we can give our employees some rewards? What are some ways that we can give them a new TV or a new whatever? That's what I was seeking out when I first engaged with you guys. And what I found with Applauz was just so much more than what I was expecting, even in my head. And then I looked at two others that were similar. But when I talked to you guys did everything that they did, but more. It was like you guys made me start thinking of things that I didn't think of before. I was just looking for some way to reward our employees with goods and services. You guys provided a way to do that, a social media platform where our employees could go and enjoy being with each other. You guys provided a way to do pulse surveys, which was another task on my list. It was kind of like I was checking two boxes with one company. You guys provided just a way for our employees to have fun at work. Applauz has been very beneficial to me and where we were versus where we are now. There is a learning curve when you get started with it, and you do need to be shown how to do certain things. It was really sort of a training for them to teach me how to do these things that I need to see and I need to do. But then they did a 30-minute presentation for our entire company. If you've ever used a social media platform, Applauz is very easy to use. The onboarding process for us coming on to Applauz was very seamless. We just kind of said, here are the things that we want. Here are the things that we need. We had a pretty ambitious launch date. We got started in like 10 days or something like that once we signed with you guys, and you were able to pull it off. We kind of did it in phases, but it was still very beneficial to us to have such a hand-holding experience through that whole process and kind of show us how to use the product. And after we had a good understanding of it, we kind of took it and ran with it from there. Whenever we come across something where we're like, this could be a little better, or hey, could you help me with this? Man, you guys are on the ball, and you've got a person that you can go to. I'm not just calling your customer service department. I'm talking to Stefan, and he sees me and he knows me. We know each other. So when I go to him and I say, hey, I've got this problem, he may not be able to fix it right away, but he will at least say, hey, let me look into that for you. And then by the next day or something, he's got an answer or maybe a solution by that point to fixing those problems. So the customer service with Applauz is fantastic. If you have something that comes up that's not working perfectly, all you have to do is let your person know, and they will go in and help you. Stefan has been fantastic throughout this whole process. I feel like I keep him busy, and some of the things that I say to him or ask for are a little nitpicky, but it's what our employees are asking for, and they come to me for that. And then I go to Stefan and say, hey, I need your help with this. And he's always willing to help. My first day in this role was July 1st, 2023. My goal was to get our turnover rate down maybe under 120% by year's end. We actually launched Applauz in August, and the turnover rate was down to 108% by the year's end. And I could not have done that without Applauz. This job can be a grind. There are certain roles within this company where it's just, you're just shoveling all day long, and that's all you're doing. And so having something like Applauz in place is really beneficial to making it a more fun experience. It makes you not dread coming into work. It makes it so that you come in and you're enjoying what you're doing and you're being recognized for those accomplishments. Yeah, it's really created a buzz around the office. Everybody talks about Applauz. They talk about their points. What can I do to earn more points or badges? What are some things that I can do to increase my status on Applauz? It's absolutely a topic of conversation in our office every single day. We have used it to help with holiday traffic. When the world is at home on a holiday and away from their office, all of their phone calls are coming to us. So that's really when we get a chance to shine, because we're really busy. All of the phone calls are coming in for all of our clients, and we're the ones answering them. So we really need all hands on deck for holidays. And in the past, we've tried to encourage people by saying, hey, if you come in, you work your full shift for these 4 days surrounding this holiday, then you will be entered into a drawing to receive a new TV or something like that. That's what we did before. Now, what we do is we say, hey, if you come in and you work your entire shift, we will give you 600 Applauz points. You're not entered into a drawing for those points. You just get them, and you can do whatever you want with them. We'll give you the points if you work your whole shift, and you can then go and shop the marketplace for whatever you want. And before, we would usually have about 25 people, maybe 30 people that qualified for that incentive. And once we started using Applauz points rather than entering a drawing, it shot up to around 54 people would qualify the first time we did it. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had MLK Day, which is a huge call traffic weekend for us. And we had 71 people that qualified for the Applauz points incentive. So it's given people more motivation to come to work and do their job effectively so that we can succeed as a company. And Applauz is what did that for us. One other thing that I'll say, before we were giving goods or services to our employees, and we had to then take money out of their next paycheck because of the taxes that go toward giving somebody something like that. There was nothing we could do about that. Tax laws are tax laws, but our employees hated it. They're like, you're giving me this product, but then it's coming out of my paycheck because I have to pay taxes on it. And there was nothing we could do about that. Applauz gave us a way around that as well. Because we're purchasing the points from you guys, we are taxed on that. And then when our employees go and redeem something through your marketplace, they are not taxed as a result of it. So that's been something that they've really enjoyed as well. One thing that I did not expect when I got into this was it's kind of become a social media platform for us, which has been really fun. And our employees really enjoy that. Sure, they say, hey, thank you for doing this, but they also just say, hey, how's everybody doing? And people comment and respond to it. Applauz created this place where we can all go to and not just recognize each other, but just communicate. We've used Applauz not only just for the way it's actually intended, but we've created games and fun things that we can do around the office. And then you get points for succeeding in those games that we're creating. So we're using Applauz as a way to create other fun environments or fun activities at our company as well. Our company has 3 physical locations. We are in Lubbock, Texas, we are in San Antonio, Texas, and we are in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So those are 3 very distant locations to each other. And then on top of that, we have remote employees all over the country. We are quite literally spread apart and separated from each other. And Applauz has given us a way to bring everyone in together. It's like this one location where we can kind of go and hang out. We can't be physically together, but Applauz has provided us a place where we can come together virtually and celebrate each other's accomplishments and just kind of talk to each other and get to know each other a little better. You see people's personalities when they are posting things on Applauz, and it helps you get to know them a little better and connect with them on a real level. So that's been another benefit of having Applauz as well. There's different ways that you can look at what success actually means with Applauz. The first one to me is the turnover rate. My role as the director of employee engagement is keeping our turnover rate down. Just looking at projection, my goal for this year is to get it down to around 50%. And I think that that's obtainable. It's lofty, sure, but I think it's obtainable. So I think that that's one goal that we can look at. The other thing is just the pulse surveys. We're sending out 5 questions to every single one of our employees every week through Applauz. They go in, it takes them 2 minutes to complete that survey, but they can kind of give us some specific anonymous answers that we can go in and see some areas where we still need to improve. And that's something that's been unbelievably helpful for us to improve our employee morale across the board. Is we can see the problem areas and fix them in real time rather than maybe finding out about them at the end of the year when we do a company-wide survey. So that's something that we can look at. Our pulse survey numbers have improved in the short amount of time that we've been with you guys. I think they're up to around 77 right now, which is really good. We've still got some wiggle room there where we can continue to improve. We're very stingy with our badges, and there's a reason for that. There's one aspect of our job where if you're late to work one day, or if you call in sick or you call out or whatever, you build up attendance points, and you get a certain number of attendance points, and there's disciplinary action that follows with that. So our employees are hell-bent on getting their attendance points down. And so we do have a way that you can cash in 5 badges to remove an attendance point. And that's a hot item on our perks section. So we only give out badges for birthdays and anniversaries. We do have 6 core values as a company. And every month, one employee will be recognized for each of those 6 core values. So we have badges for those core values that we give out once a month. We have perfect attendance badges. We have perfect QA scores badges, things like that, that you really have to work for them to get them. So we're very stingy with our badges, but they're important because there's an item on our perks section that you can use for badges that people are really anxious to get. And so they're working hard to earn those badges so that they can get that item. I'm wearing some of our perks. We've got company swag that you can order with your points on Applauz, and they're lower value. You're not spending 10,000 points on something, you're spending 400 on a sweatshirt or something like that. So nowadays, because that's been so popular, if you walk into one of our offices, you'll see almost everybody wearing some t-shirt or hat or sweatshirt or something that they've gotten from the perks section. And that's kept me busy because I'm the one that has to fulfill those orders, but that's okay. It's a wonderful way for our employees to dress the part and get some company swag that they can wear around. And that in itself creates loyalty with the company as well. So that's been important. And that's been one way that we've used our perks. When we first started, we were just playing around with this new system. It was a new toy that we had, and we were just giving away points willy-nilly. And that's fine. You can do it that way. And we still occasionally do it that way as well. If somebody goes above and beyond, just give them some points. But for the most part, the points are tied to some sort of achievement or accomplishment. And it could be something as simple as showing up to work when you're supposed to. Or it could be something more tangible like, hey, you closed so many orders on this one specific account that we have. You had 10 new reservations that you booked with our shipping clients. We have a daily contest that I created because of Applauz. We call it the AHOD squad. AHOD stands for all hands on deck. There's a period of time every day where we're just completely slammed with traffic coming in, and we need people to be really on the ball. So we're measuring some statistics during that period of time. And then the winner at the end of that gets some applause points for their efforts. So we've got some contests that we do every single day, every single month that are tied to applause points that you can earn by doing your job well. We have a very important job, and our operators understand their role and how important it is. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun at the same time, right? So we've created a system with Applauz to gamify work. We're adults, but we still like to play games, right? I don't want to come in and it be a grind for 8 hours and then I go home and then I collect a paycheck. I want it to be enjoyable as well. And what Applauz has given us is a way to gamify everyone's jobs. So when they come in, they get something that they can enjoy and look forward to. And that way on Sunday night, they're not thinking, oh God, I got to go to work tomorrow. They're thinking, oh, we've got that thing this week. I can't wait to get there for that. So that's what we're trying to create. And the proof is in the pudding. Our turnover rate has dropped dramatically since we implemented this program. And in my opinion, it's because we've made work more fun. So I have sort of a creative mind. I'm always thinking of ways that we can maybe have some fun or do some contest or some team building exercises and use Applauz as sort of a motivating factor for those exercises. So for example, we have a suggestion box. It's anonymous. People can go in there and post things. And somebody went in and posted, I think we should have a scavenger hunt. And I said, yes, that's a great idea. So I've been developing a scavenger hunt at all of our locations, and I've got some clues that our remote employees can help with. And the idea here is that if you're in Puerto Rico at our office there, you really have to have a teammate in San Antonio, and you have to have a teammate in Lubbock, and you have to have a remote employee teammate. So that way they're searching for things in those locations while you're searching for things in yours. And it's forcing them to work together. And the winner gets 500 applause points each. We've got about, I think, 12 teams that have already signed up for it, and they're teams of 4. So that's what, 48 people that have signed up for this scavenger hunt that we're going to do. So just things like that we're trying to get creative with it and have some fun and use Applauz at the same time. Our industry as a whole has a really high turnover rate. The turnover rate at all companies these days post-pandemic is pretty high, but our industry, the call center industry in general, is even higher. And then us on top of that are even high, even for just a call center environment. It wasn't just something that Applauz alone was going to solve. We're doing a lot of things to create a better, more welcoming work environment. But Applauz is certainly like a nitro boost that's helped us get to where we wanted to go a lot quicker. If I were to give advice to somebody else that's in the same situation, I would say that you need to listen to your employees first. One of the best things that we did is we sent out an anonymous survey to the whole company so that they were free to speak openly about what was really going on without fear of retribution. It needs to be anonymous, but you need to find out from your employees what's really going on. And you're not going to like some of the answers. They're going to be ugly, and you have to have thick skin and just take it and listen to what they're saying, and then go one by one and start fixing those problems. For us, the number one thing that was a problem was our communication. We are not recognizing Sally for doing the good work that she's doing. She's coming into work and she's crushing it, and nobody's saying good job to her. And that's all she really wants. The paycheck's great, but she just wants somebody to say, hey, you're doing a good job. And Applauz gave us the perfect way to pull that off.